Hey y'all, I'm back with a tutorial, and this is one I haven't done in a long time, which is a crochet video tutorial. So this is what I'm starting with, some old hair that was washed about 2 days ago, but I am ready to braid it down for this crochet look. So to get that hair braided, I'm going to use my Sweet Butter Moisturizer, available at lovelieshair.com. It's great for detangling, and I'm also going to use my Sleek and Smooth firm hold pomade, which is good for laying edges and making the hair firm, hold it down. So I'm gonna start with parting my hair. I'm using the end of a rat tooth comb to kind of get that part straight. Now, everybody's different when it comes to crochet and how important it is for them to get a straight line. For me, it's semi-important. Gotta be straight ish. So I'm using the Sweet Butter Moisturizer to make going through my hair a little easier, because you do not want to be combing through dry hair. You want to make sure the hair is limber, and you want to make sure the hair is soft and pliable. So as you comb through and create sections, the hair just glides out instead of it being something you have to rip out. So little food for thought. You will keep a lot more length if you are more gentle with your hair. So I'm using that rat tube comb to kind of like part out that area that is going to be my first braid. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit just for your time and consideration. And I'm going to use the end of that rat tail to do that. So I use my crocodile clips to clip that out the way. Once that is clipped out the way, I'm going to use my Sweet Butter Moisturizer and my brush, my Tangle Teezer brush, to get through my hair to make sure it's very detangled. And now I can use that Sleek and Smooth pomade along my edges just to lay it down. So I'm not trying to make a perfectly swooped edge. I'm just trying to make sure my hair is flat to my head. And I'm going to use that edge to do that. And then we are going to continue to braid. So cornrowing is something that I feel like most know how to do. But if you don't, you can always slow this video down for your needs to make sure you can get a clear view of how to cornrow. This one I did, my fingers were kind of in front of the camera, and I am sorry about that. But the next cornrow I do, you'll see a little bit better visual of my fingers braiding to make the cornrow. Now I'm connecting this cornrow on the side in the back, because we want to make sure we cover a lot of ground, and we want to make sure the cornrows are not visible in this crochet install. So I'm going to use some more Sweet Butter Moisturizer to get through that section, make sure it's easy to braid. And now here's the slow-mo for my girls who want to learn how to cornrow. You literally pick up a piece and add as you go. So all that to say, that was a quick slow-mo, but if you need to rewind it, you always can. And we're going to continue this process on both sides of the head. So literally, I'm going to do the same thing, cornrows going back. And I have other videos on how to cornrow and stuff like that. So I just didn't want to make this a cornrow video. I wanted to make it a crochet video, because that's what it's about. But at the end of the day, if you need more help with cornrowing, I do have other crochet videos where I go more in detail on how I cornrow. But you're going to see it again right here. The parts I'm doing in the front are bigger because this hair is thicker. So I don't want really small cornrows in the front. I know a lot of times people use small cornrows with their crochet, and that's when I feel like the hair is too big, or, you know, it just looks unnatural. So I'm going to use just 4 on each side, because naturally this hair is really thick, and I'm not trying to have to put a lot of hair in to cover the cornrows. So as you can see, I did the Sweet Butter Moisturizer again, and I did my Sleek and Smooth pomade on the edges, and now I am about to braid it. Y'all, talking on these videos can be a lot. Literally, the reason I'm doing it, because I can never find good uncopyrighted music. So I'm about to talk to y'all about the process. I hope you enjoy it, because this is all I got to give y'all. But nonetheless, I'm doing this cornrow, taking my time, grabbing piece by piece by piece by piece, and cornrowing it back, and then cornrowing it down. And actually, I twisted at the ends just so it'll be easier to unravel. Cornrow into a twist, as you can see. And then I am going to connect the braids from the front towards the back by doing a small part behind the cornrows, just so I can make sure it's a flat foundation. And it's easy for me to make a coverage for the back section, because if I have straight back cornrows going all the way back through my head, it's going to be easier to see my like install when the hair splits versus doing the hair, or more so the cornrows, horizontally across the head at the top. Will make sure the hair falls on top of itself, so you can't see what's going on in the back. So I'm going ahead and adding hair from the front braids down to this horizontal braid. You see I brought that other braid underneath and not through the cornrow, because I want to make sure that this cornrow isn't super bulky, so the next cornrow I can add and feed that hair in. But we always detangle as we go, because we don't want to be cornrowing knotted hair. If we cornrow hair that's tangled, when you take it out, it's going to be even more tangled and hard to get out. So take your time to make sure that hair is moisturized and detangled as you cornrow it, okay? Thank me later. Your hair will be healthier. And then I'm doing the same thing on the other side. I'm creating that cornrow and connecting it as I go. Naturally, this is going to make sure your foundation is flat and not bulky, and you get the best version of an install. So this process is basically sometimes the hardest part, because if you don't get the foundation right, the install is not going to be right. And I promise you that. So this is my foundation. As you can see, they are horizontal in the back and vertical in the front. So I'll have my partings, and then I'm going to pull the end of that cornrow through one of mine in the back, so it won't be visible and it'll be easier to conceal when I install the hair. And I just pull it through multiple times until the hair is tucked and away. Y'all see? I'm going to pull it through another time to make sure it is tucked and away. All right, we good to go. Almost good to go. All right, perfection. So now I'm excited to show you the hair that I'm using. This is a wand curl hair by Mayde. It has 8 inches, 9 inches, and 10 inches. I'm going to put the 10 in the back, the 9 in the middle, and the 8 at the top. The reason why I put the 10 in the back is because I want this hair to be a long layered look. If I did the the 8 in the back, the hair would be like a short, like broad afro, and I want it to be a long layered curly look. So this is how we're doing it, and this is how we install. I pull the hair through, and then I pull the hair that's on the opposite side of the cornrow through the other side, so it's going to give me more coverage this way. If I leave the cornrow inside, then naturally, I mean, it'll be coverage on both sides, but since this is the back of my hair, I don't need coverage on both sides. I just need it underneath like that. So if I want to pull it up, y'all can't see what's going on. You get me? All right, I'm going to show you another piece. So I grab the hair, and once I grab the hair, I pull it through the cornrow and pull it through the loop of the crochet hook. And I know this one's hard to see, y'all, but I'm going to have another one to show y'all. But once you get that knot in the middle, you pull the end that's on the other side of the cornrow to the outside. Y'all see that? Boom. All right. That's the process. That's what we're doing. I'm going to show you another one. So you pull the hair through the loop, and then pull one hair through the inner loop, and then grab the hair that's on the inside and crochet it to the outside on the cornrow. Pull that through underneath. That's it. Y'all can see that. Quick and easy. Not a long process. Now, I normally only do this in the interior of the hair, not on the part where you can see in the front. I do it in the back because naturally, no one's going to see the inside as much, but they will see the outside. So that's why I make sure this hair is pulled through the outside perimeter of my hair and not so much on the inside. So you just have that coverage if you want to pull your hair up, which is very important if you ask me. If you're not going to plan to pull your hair up, this point is pointless for you. Or this part is pointless for you. But you see how I can pull it up? You can't see where it starts and ends. It creates like a knotless illusion. That's why I do it that way. But I'm going to keep that process going, y'all, around the perimeter. Keep it going, keep it going. Repetition always wins. And then we are going to get to the middle portion. And then the middle portion is slightly different, but I'm gonna show y'all how I do this perimeter first. So as we move towards the front, my biggest focus is making sure the perimeter is looking clean and the part looks very natural. So I'm going in, and now that I'm pulling it through, I'm making sure the hair is actually on both sides instead of just one, because naturally that matters now that we're in the front. I also split the hair in half, and I'm pulling that one strand through again. And once I pull that knot in the middle, I'm going to take a little piece from one side and a little piece from the opposite side. And I'm going to tie those two together. And tying these two together in the middle is going to help conceal the knot in the middle and make sure that you see most of the fluffing at the part line of the hair and you don't see a lot of knots. So when you take these two small pieces, try to make sure like that knot is like concealed in the middle. Right now you can kind of see the knot, but once you pull the hair up over top, it won't be as visible. And I am cutting the little extra hairs because they're going to be a little frizzy. So all those extra hairs you see, we're going to cut because I don't want them to be frizzy. But same thing on this side, pulling one strand through, letting that knot be in the middle, and then taking a little piece from one side and a little piece from the other side, and then bringing those together to knot the middle down just so that knot is centered and the strands on top fall loosely like the hair around the part. So this is our technique. We're going to keep that energy. Going to do another one here. And like I said, I have another crochet video where I show this in a lot of detail if you want to see as well. This video, I feel like I wanted to show y'all, but I didn't want to spend too much time on like going crazy in the details, since I know first off you can slow-mo it, and second off there's a lot of videos that I have, especially one specific you'll see that shows the Beyonce crochet install, where I show y'all how to do 4 different knotting techniques that I'm doing. Like this one I'm doing right now, I'm pulling it through and I'm knotting and then turning it and pulling the strand through again. That's another way to install the hair if you're not as particular. You can just knot it in the inside and then close it. Because naturally, in the middle, it doesn't matter about the details as much because it's the middle. Ain't nobody gonna see that, y'all. But yeah, I sped up this part because it's really, really redundant. But I'm about to get to the front so I can show y'all some more details. So as we get to the front, here we are. This is what we're looking like. I'm pulling that piece through. Where the loop is, I'm pulling one strand through. And then once that loop of the knot is in the middle, I'm getting one tiny strand on both sides of the braid. And then I'm going to tie a knot with those two in the middle. Tying it probably a good 2 times, 3 times max, but 2 will do. And as you can see, around that part is clean. And we're going to do that again. Pull that loop. Grab a small piece on one side. Grab another small piece on the other side. And then you knot those together. And that's it. So now we have a knotless part where you can't see the knot at the roots. And that is what we do. And now I'm going to go through and kind of cut at the hair to try to get it to look how I want it to look. I will say with crochet, day 1, it is so puffy. I normally don't like it until like a week later once it settles and starts to look more natural. So I'm going to cut and frame it as much as I can, but I'm definitely looking forward to this hair settling in a more natural way. And, you know, looking like it just grew out my head. So I'm about to show y'all what it looks like a week later. Check this out. I figured I'll show y'all some of the versatility that I have with this crochet. So this is a deep side part right here. I didn't fill my crochet up to the capacity that I could because it was already going to be big and I didn't want it to be huge. So this is a deep side part. This is a regular side part, I would say. And this is a middle part. Depending on what kind of girl you are, you'll play around with them all. I've been mostly the middle and this side part. These have been my go-to. Some people might want to go on the other side. I don't use this side as much. That's just not my side. So I didn't really focus the crochet as much on there. Here, more so, is my main parting, as y'all can see.
It's pretty seamless with the knotless method, so you can't really see the knots and where it starts and ends. This hair, I feel like got pretty darn frizzy. It got some matting in between, but I feel like that kind of enhanced the natural effect because it is so like kind of frizzy. It kind of makes it look more organic. But I am chopping at this hair every day, and it's been just about a week or so. So maybe just a week. So I've cut this hair a lot, and I don't think I'll keep it long because of how much I feel like I have to cut on it, and it's itchy. I did some apple cider vinegar rinse on my scalp to kind of help, but I kind of just don't want this to be long term. I just did it for my event. But I will say all the same, I do like the hair. I just feel like I wouldn't keep it long because of the amount of matting it can do. Like even when I separate it, I end up with these little pieces in between the hair. You kind of see these little pieces in between. They can get a little annoying and will cause you to cut it a lot. But all the same, I got a lot of compliments on this hair. I think this is my color. Like I really like this color on me. But you can play around with different colors, try other things. But I'm very happy with this crochet look. I felt like it was versatile. It gave a natural effect. It gave body. Y'all can see the body. I frizzed it up now. But y'all can see the body. Got movement. I like the movement of the hair. You can see it. It just moves easily. It's not like stiff hair, which I like. It required a lot of cutting, and I'm gonna probably keep cutting it until I take this hair out. But I do like the way it settled a week in, and yeah, I'm a big fan of the hair. So hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Definitely like, subscribe, and share, and it's been a pleasure. Bye.